at NTV.
8:30 a.m. we do continue the conversations here in Morning at NTV. Monday's edition, we definitely have thrown a lot of light on the state of security within the country, within our communities. Now it's upon us to take note of something else that is also worth taking note of. It's made so many headlines in the year 2022 and caused a bit of spat here and there as far as diplomacy is concerned, country to country, in the shadows of labor externalization. Now, the relentless wails of this section of workers, who mostly have been heading to the Middle East to work as house helps, has forced the public to have the uncomfortable conversations to date. And we're going to have those uncomfortable conversations here on Morning at NTV. I am Priscilla Regina Naluoga. I am joined by the MD company Infinity, and that is Davis Namara. You're most welcome.
Thank you, Priscilla.
Yes.
Thank you, viewers.
All right, let's start by talking about the state of labor externalization right now in Uganda in the year 2022, in fact. What does it look like?
Well, this is a new industry, which was formalized within about 5 years ago, 7 years ago. But we have had some big achievements. First of all, our ministry has done a big job. We have now, so far, we are the first country in the whole world which has a labor externalization information system, EMIS, which tracks migrant workers from the village level to which company is recruiting them, to which training center is training them, to which country are they being externalized, to which employer is employing them, and when they exit the airport, when they get the clearance and exit the airport, you're able to get a notification on your email that so and so has left the country for the job that you secured for them. Before COVID, we were externalizing about 5,000 people, domestic workers, also other categories per month. But now, I think the estimated number is about 3,000. So we feel like we're doing a good job, and the industry is developing. Yes.
All right, so that's definitely a drop from 5,000 to 3,000. Yes. Of course, I do understand COVID-19 had that contribution in there, but also what has happened in the recent past has caused people to fear a bit of the ability to then have themselves externalized to other countries in terms of seeking greener pastures. There's been lots of bad reports that have been coming out, which has prompted government to put a ban at some point on the industry and the sector for that matter. And I'm wanting to know from where you stand as a participant in this sector, what has actually caused, or what are the underlying issues that have caused the bad blood that we are seeing?
For example, let me first explain about that issue of a ban. You see, I see very many people calling for a ban. You know, it does not make logical sense. Now, two countries, Uganda, but let me also first clarify this. Now, most of the bad rapport that you see, the bad publicity, is coming from a category of domestic workers, and people want to associate this with the Middle East. Now, the Middle East is a bloc. We have UAE, we have Saudi Arabia, we have all those countries, yeah. The only country that we are allowed to externalize domestic workers, or the only country that Uganda has bilaterals with, is Saudi Arabia. Yeah. So when you say the Middle East, you involve so much. Yeah. So we have only bilaterals with Saudi Arabia. And now, so if there are any cries that are coming from other countries apart from Saudi Arabia, especially for the category of domestic workers, there's no company right now that is registered that externalizes domestic workers to other countries apart from Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
So now, the ban issue. So remember, two countries sat and they agreed, and they said, you see now, you have some jobs and we have some young people who need jobs. Yeah. And already people were going there. What you must understand, by the way, is that the government has never started labor externalization. Never. It just only came in to regulate. People were already moving. People were already
at free will.
Yeah, at free will. As long as you get a visa, you have where to work, you go. So the government eventually noticed that we have so many people who are going, but we don't know where they're going and how they are going. So I said, now we need to regulate so that we can understand. So that is hence the bilaterals.
Okay.
So when you start calling for the ban, what you're trying to say is that the minister here calls the minister in Saudi Arabia. He said, you remember the other bilaterals we agreed upon here, where we can send you our people? Yes, I think we are having, we have sent you so far 250,000 people. Yeah, but we have a problem with about 5,000. So I think we should close this whole thing. You see, that's what you're trying to say. You know, it's not that everybody who is there is facing a problem. No, we agree there are some small challenges, but not everybody. So now, you see, what those people will say is, are you sure? Yeah, you don't want to give people your jobs? Okay, you don't want? Okay, they will just switch off their visa. But me, or any other person who knows that the opportunities are there, they will just sit down on their computer and they will apply for the visas. Once they're given visas, they will move. Do you understand? Okay. So basically, they will still go. So what do you want? Do you want the regulated thing or you want the unregulated thing? Which the unregulated thing is the one which causes even more havoc. When they put a ban, I want to tell you, they found 40,000 domestic workers that had already gone to Oman. How did they go? Nobody knows. So this whole thing of a ban, it doesn't work. The question should be, how do we continue to engage, to regulate these countries
and supervise? Yes,
basically. Okay.
All right. Now, speaking of supervision, what's the current status on this kidney harvesting thing? Because if you could share some originality to it, and also it brings into question, when workers go there, do they have anything like health insurance? Do companies here do cater to their health insurance when they get there and fall sick, for that matter?
Remember, for this category, which causing a lot of havoc, the domestic workers. Do you remember I said that? Remember I told you there are bilaterals? Okay. So there are also contracts. Now, to answer your question, if a person falls sick, do they have health insurance? Yes. If a person is placed into a job, you, the employer, once they get sick, it's mandatory for you to take them to hospital.
The employer on the other side. The
employer on the other side. You understand? For example, these girls, the ones that we're externalizing, they're earning about 900,000 shillings per month. That money is take home. They are supposed to be provided food. They are supposed to be given shelter. They are supposed to, given 1 day for rest in a week. They are supposed to be given Wi-Fi. They are supposed to be given medical. All that is stipulated in the what? In the contract. Yes. Okay. and it's very clear. Okay. So you're talking me about the kidney harvesting.
Yes.
Now, listen, this kidney harvesting is an amplified thing from traffickers. So now we have bilaterals. The business is known. Someone knows that they can go to Infinity Stuffing. Someone knows they can go to another company. And they are externalized in a formal way.
Okay. Before,
that was not there. So people, the trafficking business is very lucrative. People were just getting our people here and take them without, not in a formal way. Now that they formalized, now that they formalized the business, and people know where to go. What has happened is that it has killed the other traffickers' business. Remember the trafficker who would just take people?
Yes.
So what do? They run in social media, they get small problems, they amplify them, so that probably the government can act in panic. You understand? And then put the other thing that you're talking about, the ban. So when they ban, then what happens? For them, the lucrative, the business becomes...
All right, that makes a lot of sense.
Now,
syndicate of human trafficking.
It's a syndicate.
In that regard, it comes down to the fact that you continuously have to protect those that come to partake of what the sector is offering. And you, who's a participant or contributor to the sector, how are you trying to bring about covering and protection and also guidance to the people that come through your company to look for external labor?
So now you see we have an association, UERA. We have a 3-year strategic plan, and one of the elements is that we have agreed that we are going to pump in a lot of money in media so that we can educate, we can sensitize people. Me, I have externalized I have placed people in jobs, over 2,000 people. Yeah, in Saudi Arabia. When you talk about kidney harvest, I'll ask you, give me one single name, just one single name of a person who came, who was externalized by my company and came back without the kidney and the heart and everything that I said. And actually, that thing is a very complicated thing. You understand? And you see, what hurts us is that the traffickers and these bloggers, they are trying to I don't know, to create an impression, to create a narrative,
the image,
as if these countries were externalizing people as if they are savage countries. They don't have laws. Like someone can be seated there and say, hey, that girl, let's remove her kidney. It's absurd. You know? These people, we all know that these countries, they are wealthy countries. So they are saying, okay, what can we... They say, are you making drones? We say, no, we don't have drones. Are you making guns? No, because we want to buy guns. What do you have?
Yeah.
And then we'll say, but we have an asset. We have a young generation. They're energetic. They're educated. You know, we can come and tap in some of your resources. But what are these people doing? These people are just trying to tint the image. You see what these people eventually, what they will do.
So you're reversing that by doing training, wanting to do more training, conducting more sensitization programs, and what else?
Basically, that's it. Sensitization, training. And now we've started coming out. You see, I am here today. I've never been here, you know. And we are encouraging other directors and other people who own these companies to start coming and having this show and shed light and tell the masses that these things that the people are talking, they are not true. They are not true, yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Davis. I would like to hear your parting shots on this conversation and, people who are engaging in this, what should they be prepared to go in for?
What I will say is that we have some some challenges. I want to encourage, our government has done so much. Our ministry has done so much. I thank our director, our PS, our commissioner, Mr. Iguru, the team, the unit here. They've worked a lot. But we want to ask government to do more on the other side, because the problems that we have, they usually come at an escalation level, whereby there's nothing much I can do. But of course, if government can facilitate, put a budget, we deploy, we put labor attaches, we facilitate the embassy.
Okay.
These are manageable things, and usually it's about, even sometimes these things that they're just usually they're manageable. Is just cancelling someone maybe wants to come back home.
Which comes down to the fact that it's very important to have the sensitization programs given to those that are seeking labor to other countries. And that definitely brings us to the close of this conversation. He has alluded to the fact that information is key if we're going to fight all the voices that are coming out, especially through traffickers that are promoting the loudness of kidney harvesting, which comes back down to tainting a bad image for Ugandans that want to get labor in another country. Well, that brings us to the end of our Tech Note this morning. I'm going to be taking a short break. We'll return with some birthdays. To stay with us.